Hello, I'm Gabby.
And I'm Julia.
Merry Christmas. Today we'll be making a DIY snow globe to help decorate for the holiday season.
This only costs up to about $15 from Michael's or Walmart, plus you'll probably have some of the things already around your house.
Here's the finished example. Here we have a jar with a ribbon around the bottom. Inside the jar are cotton balls used and glued to the bottom, mini presents and fake trees glued to the bottom, and some loose mini styrofoam balls that act as snow when you move around.
For the materials, we need a glass jar, thick cardstock for the trees. We used green, but you can use any colors you want. 1 cotton ball, these mini styrofoam balls, mini presents, and ribbon, and both are optional.
You will also need scissors to cut the paper and ribbon and strong glue. We are using hot glue. Let's get started.
First, tear apart a few cotton balls and lightly glue them to the inside of the lid. Make sure not to press too hard so they look like fluffy snow. Make sure you don't put too much glue on the bottom also so that it dries well. Set this aside to dry.
Next, cut a tree shape, cut slits in the top and the bottom of each other, and slide them together like this. You can make them as detailed or as simple as you want. For time's sake, we already have tree shapes cut and traced out from the paper. We are making 2 trees that are about 2 to 3 inches tall and that they fit inside the jar. You can make however many you want as long as they fit, and you can measure them by holding up the jar to your tree.
Now you want to glue your trees to the bottom of the lid. This is where you'd also glue your presents if you have them by the trees. Set this aside to dry.
Now take your jar and pour the styrofoam balls enough to fill the bottom of the jar, and then cover the bottom.
Make sure your glue is all dry, and then put the lid on the jar and make sure it's screwed on as tight as possible.
Finally, cut out a piece of ribbon a little longer than the size of your forearm and tie it around the bottom of the jar as an extra decoration.
Just to recap, you have to tear apart and glue cotton balls to the inside of the lid, cut trees out of the thick paper and glue them to the inside of the lid, glue little presents to the inside of the lid, which is optional, put the mini styrofoam balls in the jar, filling it just enough to cover the bottom, put the lid on, and tie the ribbon around the bottom, which is also optional.
Make sure you have a mason jar, thick paper of any color, these little mini styrofoam balls, cotton balls, some ribbon, and optional mini presents.
Merry Christmas!